This segment of DelmarvaLife is sponsored by For All Seasons Behavioral Health and Rape Crisis Center.
Well, while Santa is checking names off his list, many of us are checking things off our holiday to-do list. And there's one thing you should be adding to that list: checking in with those who may not be finding joy in the season. Please welcome Beth Ann Dorman. She is president and CEO of For All Seasons, and she's here with tips on what we should be doing with family and friends over the holidays, as well as how to bring joy into our lives at what could be a very stressful time.
Yes.
Beth Ann,
Yes.
good to see you.
Good to see you too.
We were just talking about how we try not to stress, but
Yeah.
it doesn't always work.
No, things add up over the holidays differently than they do sometimes during the normal week.
Yeah. So why do you think it is important that we should be checking in on our friends and family this time of year?
Well, there is this pressure, whether we're putting it on ourselves or we're feeling it within the community, and sometimes we just have to take that extra step to make sure that folks are doing okay. And while there's Hallmark movies and all these great things, and there's kids smiling on the TV commercials, it might not feel that way for some families, whether it might be a financial stress or maybe there's been loss in the family. We just have an opportunity during this holiday season especially to take a step back and a pause and just check in to make sure that folks are doing okay.
And it's not just checking in real quick.
Yeah.
It's intentionally checking
Absolutely.
in.
Yes, I always say that it's okay to do a quick check-in and just say, hey, how are you? But really making sure that we are pausing in our life to be able to take the time to pick up the phone. Texts are great, you can write a letter to someone, but really creating space so that when someone may say, I'm having a hard time, we've got time, space, and capacity to be able to have that conversation.
So you're saying there are different ways we can check in
Sure.
on people?
Yeah, absolutely. You can stop by a neighbor who maybe you haven't seen for a while. It might be picking up the phone. It might be sending an email or just writing a card. This is a great time for gratitude and being able to lean into the practices of thank you so much for what you did. That can make all the difference, and it can also help us in relieving our own stress because we know that we're doing something kind for someone. And there is that reciprocation that happens when we're expressing our gratitude to someone. It fills us as well.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we're not going to want to burden people
Correct.
with our problems especially during the holiday season. So do you feel like there's almost like a little wall to break down with some people when you check in on them?
Yeah, sometimes we tend not to either check in on ourselves, or maybe we just sort of say like everything's fine because we don't want to be a burden. And so sometimes it's about just saying, hey, I'm here. If you need to talk, someone might not be in a place where they can respond right away, but if you get that sense that maybe there's something not going on, it's okay just to say something as simple as, just wanted you to know I'm thinking of you. That way there is a connection, and should they feel like they want to talk another time, you've kind of set the stage and opened that door.
And again, it benefits them and it benefits you.
Absolutely. We all experience stress differently, and I think that's one of the other things during the holidays is helping folks recognize that how you and I feel stress might be different, what we need might be different. So if we can really lean into joy and non-judgment during this time, that's one of the key pieces, is realizing that everybody experiences stress differently. So, give yourself the space that you need in order to have a good holiday. Make sure that if you need more time at home, you're taking that time. If you're an introvert and big family parties are not your jam, that's okay. Just say to your family, I'll be there for a few hours, but maybe don't stay the entire time like you have in the past. So just really planning ahead, thinking through joy, thinking about checking in on yourself as well as checking in on others.
And my house does not need to be spotless when everybody comes over.
No, it's as I said before we went on the air, you have to clean when they leave too. So really giving yourself some time and space to know that people are not checking in the corners of your floors to make sure that they're clean.
Beth Ann Dorman with For All Seasons. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful holiday season.
You too.
Thank you.